One, not Fern.
Yeah, yeah. All right, much love. Thanks
All right,
for tuning
bye.
in, everyone.
See ya. There we go. All right, let's see where Aaron is. That was fun. Let's scroll down here. All right. Aaron, if you click out of it and then click back in, I should be able to see you. Come on. Wait for it to come through. Where are you, Aaron? Was just staring at me, trying to figure out how to use my phone. I feel like I don't know how to use Instagram properly, and so many people know how to use it properly. Okay. Aaron, if you jump out and then jump back in, I think you'll pop up. There he is. I see ya. Connecting. Hello.
Hey, it's working.
How you doing?
I was on, and guess who threw me off?
Who?
Matthew Vaughn. Because
Stop.
Casper and Clemmy are watching right now, so
Oh my
that's his
gosh.
kids. And he was calling me because he wanted to rip into me and Chris, but now Chris is gone.
Oh,
So I was
great.
like, we'll
Oh,
get
God.
do the whole thing. I know. Could you mind if we get Matthew on this as well?
Oh my gosh, I wish.
It'd be good though. I really wished we could have. There's a way we could have all been on here, man. It's weird to kind of come on and come off, but
I know.
but it's. But thanks for organizing this. This is so cool, Chloe. Happy 10th anniversary of Kick-Ass.
I know. Happy 10th anniversary. It's fun that we can kind of get together virtually and do this.
Thanks everyone for joining. How it's very cool, very cool. Hope everyone's staying safe and
what
healthy.
What did you think of Chris and I's answers?
What's that?
What did you think of Chris and I's answers? we had some good ones, I think.
I was watching. It was really good. I know, it was interesting. I was just kind of thinking like that your 11-year-old curriculum was 7 months of stunt training. It's kind of like, it's almost like a Black Widow Russian spy training. It's like you're set for life now, right?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's definitely one of those things, like I never really forgot the stuff I learned, and I kind of kept up with it over the years. So my brothers would always kind of joke that I look small, but I'm quite mighty still. Yes, I can still do all the balisong tricks and all that crazy stuff.
Damn.
I know. So don't.
Kind of good stuff. Kind of good stuff to know, isn't it? When you're, 23, your age.
Just start throwing like Chinese throwing stars everywhere.
You should have like a cabinet, the way that like Matthew Vaughn sets up all the, all the cabinets of all the major
all the guns and all like the knives and everything and the grenades all laid out.
I feel like it's shockingly might be too real these days.
Potentially.
But, it's really cool. I was looking at some of the questions that you got.
Yeah.
Like one of them's like, what have you been doing? It's interesting that you've been doing doing the live workout stuff. I felt like I really wanted to join in, but we were like, I can't do that many pull-ups. What?
Aaron, you can definitely do that many pull-ups.
No,
you can 100% do that many pull-ups, Aaron.
I've been trying to stay on a work regime ethic kind of thing. and I've been going for a 3-mile jog every day as much as possible.
Really?
And then and then get out. You got a mask up. Put your hat on.
Trying to stay sane and healthy at the same time.
Go for a jog, which is really good. But have you been doing anything else? What's like your daily routine just to kind of get through the day and keep yourself sane and interested in things?
Definitely working out's a big one. I mean, I don't have any kids like you do, so I don't have anything that I kind of have to keep up with that much so, but I have my dog Ruby, who right now is making so much noise in the corner. But she's kind of my baby that I have to take care of. So she kind of keeps me on more of a schedule. And actually doing like these Instagram lives is kind of a strange thing to look forward to.
Oh,
so I'm like, oh, I like get to go to bed early and like have something to do tomorrow and talk to you guys. So
I feel like only you could drag me on to a live Instagram.
Thank you for doing it.
As I shut it all down at the end of 2019, so I came back on in order to do this with you and Chris because I love you guys so much. So
well, you know we love you. I mean, it was so many years ago now.
Quite honestly, I'm a bit of a hermit, so you've kind of pulled me out. So
well, let's get some fan questions in here that people want to hear you answer.
Okay.
So one of the ones that I asked Chris and we asked each other was the one from Vicky Sky, and it was, how did you feel when you put on your superhero suit for the very first time? And kind of looked at yourself.
I mean, I think my general reaction was, my costume wasn't supposed to be cool in any way. It was the complete opposite of cool. So I think the more awkward and bizarre and silly it looked was the better. The major thing for us was trying to figure out how to match the comic book mask, because I think the mask covers the mouth, and so we had to like cut a hole, and we already had this much to work with, and I think we might have done some screen tests with, trying to find out which, what works and what doesn't. And, but, it was,
do you remember we had, God, the mic packs. I remember how annoying the mic packs were, because you had them in your wrists, right?
Yeah, they might have been in my boots or in my feet. So the wiring all the way up the leg and through, over through the mask, and I think they stood here.
Yeah, so like trying to
go. Lines they come there, and then they
horrible
come all the way up the back. Yeah. It was funny you saying about you and Chris were saying about how much you'd like the most awkward thing was when I had the battens in the back. It was this whole back strap that you couldn't zip. So if you needed to go to the bathroom, you have to about 3 people undo.
You're like pulling things off.
Go to the bathroom, run back on, and then you might have like after a few routines, you've like got sweat patches. Because the irony of a wetsuit, it just didn't keep anything dry on the inside out. So then we'd have to have variations on different wetsuits. And even though they're cut the same, there's always the one that's your favorite. I don't know if maybe just like a hero mask or whatever. There's one that just fits better than most. Otherwise, some of them are like, I don't know, like push up your nose or like
make you look crazy. We had a couple hero wigs and one hero mask, because it was something about like the black mask, the way that it laid on my face, it would make my eyes kind of scrunch together, and then I couldn't really open them. So there were so many where I'd be like trying to look through the mask. Whereas like Greg, my double, just had like one that was like an oblong eye and one was like a smaller eye.
Yeah, I know, it's bizarre, isn't it? It is crazy. I was thinking, one of these questions is, what's the what's one of the icon? What's something about one of your favorite lines? What's it say? Someone on Twitter, I can't even pronounce that. Kick-Ass is such an iconic movie with many memorable lines and scenes. What were each of your favorite lines and or scenes to film in the movie? Well, that's a bunch of questions. So what's one of your favorite lines, or what was one of your favorite scenes in the Kick-Ass?
Probably my favorite line is the C word for Hit Girl, is probably That's
Do you
probably
know
my
what?
favorite
This
line.
is what I was going to say. It's just like Chloe dropping the C-bomb, just because
It's
I
so
remember when
shocking.
you were shooting it and how it was such a, because that was one take, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I
Matthew
remember,
really, really wanted it.
you know, Chloe's 11. She had her mum and her brother on set, and I don't even know what the alternate line was, but it obviously was something you did take after take. And then Matthew said, yeah, can all we want is just one take of you dropping the C-bomb, and then that was it. He was like, great, got it, done.
That was it. We did the one take, and it was just, I watched it back, and I was like, whoa, it's so intense and so funny and so wild. And so, I don't know, it kind of like, I think it just kind of sums up the movie a little bit for me. Like this girl, a tiny little 11-year-old in a purple outfit and a purple wig, saying the C word with you in the corner, just like terrified on the ground.
It's, I know, very iconic moment. I think there was many sort of iconic moments in Kick-Ass. I think we were very fortunate and lucky. If I think about some of my favorite moments of making movies over the years, is that that would be Kick-Ass would definitely be up there as one of my favorites, because like Chris was saying earlier, it was an independent movie, but it was done on such a sort of big budget scale and under Matthew Vaughn's direction, and it all came under, you know, his vision. So it was his money, his vision. He could do and say what he wanted, and it's very rare to come by those kind of filmmakers these days, and even back then. So those are things that I miss about making movies now. I've never really worked within that kind of budget, that kind of those kind of filmmakers who can sort of put their money where their mouth is, and that's someone who Matthew can write, he can direct, and he can really produce. And so it was a huge, I think we were had a huge opportunity just to observe and learn from someone like that. It was really influential for me, that's for sure, you know. So
Definitely. And just like kind of the freedom that we all had to kind of go there on the day and do whatever we wanted, and kind of push the boundaries of the characters, and we were all just, you know, trying to figure out what we all liked, and he allowed us to have that freedom as young actors, you know, to kind of foster that.
That was cool. Yeah, someone just said, do you keep any props? Have you kept any props?
Have I kept any props? I have one hero suit somewhere in my house, which I'll try and find at some point. I'll try and take a photo of. So I definitely have that, and I think I have a couple of like the plastic or rubber Chinese throwing stars. So I have some of those, and then otherwise I have a bunch of like, I have them in rubber, and otherwise I have like training balisong knives, and I have my nunchucks and like stuff like that from over the years.
I'm pretty sure I have the mask. I think actually Matthew, when my daughter was born, or maybe it was for her first birthday, Matthew created a little baby Kick-Ass outfit for Wilder, for my first child, and it might have been for Halloween or something like that. Or we dressed her up for Halloween in a Kick-Ass outfit, and I wore her on the front.
That is ridiculous. You were saying the other day that one of y'all's is almost around the same age that I was when I auditioned for the movie, right?
Yeah, my Wilder's almost she'll be 10 in July, so yeah, very similar sort of age, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know.
You start to realize how young that is when you're around.
Absolutely. I know, it's crazy. I was thinking though, as you're putting this together, I reckon I have some posters. I think I still have some posters and T-shirts and things like that maybe I thought maybe we could I don't know, try if anyone wants to do a competition or something, and we'll sign some stuff, and we'll send it. Maybe we could do something like I don't know, like a TikTok dance thing or something. Like maybe you have to dress up as Kick-Ass and Hit Girl, Red Mist. Like, what about the
That'd be cute.
the Gnarls Barkley crazy dance in the in the car with Kick-Ass and Red Mist? If there's anyone wants to do that
and kind of replicate it, and then try and win some like memorabilia.
Yeah, interpret that scene, and maybe you can, you know, Hit Girl can pop up and you can do a little dance or something like that, and we'll send you a bunch of gear or something, and we'll post it on the thing.
We should figure out how to go about making that happen and kind of set something up for people.
I will find some gear, and maybe we can post it and see who wants to send in some videos, and then we can post them or something, and then we'll send it off to them.
Yeah.
Oh,
did you do much training for the role? Did you kind of because I know
no, I think it was the opposite. I think that's just look to
look a little
complete opposite. Yeah.
So you just kind of flailed.
I got to train obviously a bit for Kick-Ass too, but
yeah,
I always find that kind of really hard, just because it's that thing where you want to keep the character as someone who's familiar, and you know, Dave Lazowski, I can't remember his name, was this ordinary kid who wanted to be a superhero, and yet so it's really hard to kind of blend what that was. I think I'd struggled trying to figure out how to have him kind of grow into that character without it being too I don't know. But it was good to be able to do. I think there's one here that says about, is this one, were there any stunts that you wanted to do yourself that the studio made you use a stunt person for? I think we pretty much got to do as much. I mean, every stunt coordinator and stunt unit director are always, if they can use the actor and the actor's willing to put in the time and effort and do it, then the best thing is you're the one doing it, because the camera angles are better. But if you can't, then there's stunt doubles, and if it's too crazy, obviously, and it's a height thing, or you know, and you got to have a harness and this and that, they'll probably use a stunt guy. But Chloe did pretty much, I would say, every single stunt she'd done, you know, it was all Chloe. And then obviously on the first one I didn't do anything, and then the second one I got a chance to pretty much do it all. I mean, you kind of want to, because it's always that dream, isn't it, as an actor? You kind of go, oh man, I want to be the one doing that. Actually, the first Kick-Ass, I think there's that jetpack sequence, and we fly out, and that's green screen, but we're all in, like, you know, we're all in harnesses and things like that. But obviously those are stunts, and
that was
they
a
still need to be
painful
technical
sequence.
Yeah.
Because the harnesses, we sat there in those harnesses for minutes at a time, just kind of hanging there in midair with the air on us, pretending we were on a jetpack. Remember?
I can't remember anything, Chloe. I'm
barely, we like hung there.
When you have as many kids as I do, I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, honey. But yeah, I remember it was tough. But you know, I remember being incredibly impressed by Chloe. She, like, her professionalism, and I'm not just saying this because we're on here, but you know, 11 years old, she was one of the, like, extremely mature for her age, and she was extremely professional, and it was very apparent right there that she, you know, that we all knew that she was going to have a stellar career the way that you have, and it's beautiful to see. But I also think Matthew Vaughn is someone who's has always been really influential in really picking out and finding those kind of new talents and stuff, you know. Like with, I'm very fortunate and lucky for him to have thrown me into this, and then I think finding Chloe. I also think for Taron Egerton in Kingsman, I think for the next Kingsman you'll see as well. He's just someone who's really interested in establishing new talents and stuff like that. I mean, how was the casting process for you? Because when I came into the casting, I think I was one of the last people to be cast, and I remember having to do a screen test with Chloe, with Chris, Clark Duke, And it was tough, you know. I came in, I was like, oh, good, I didn't realize, you know, I was going to read with a bunch of actors and play out these scenes. And, you know, I think I had the scenes the night before, and it was a life-changing moment. It really was for me at that time, because I had, how old was I? Probably what, 17, 18, I guess. I had moved to Los Angeles, and to continue acting, and I'd been there for 3 months, and I'd been going to audition, you know, door to door, and I was about to leave that day, and I was about to
Really?
to the end of it, really.
Wow.
And yeah, because I was heading to the airport the day before when I met Matthew
That's
Vaughn,
crazy.
and he said, turn around and come back tomorrow and do a screen test. So I then, after that screen test, I went straight to the airport. But then he gave me the job the next day. So it was one of those poignant sort of turning moments. How was it for you?
I mean, that's, you know, that was kind of the interesting thing about Matthew is also, even with like the casting process, he just kind of takes his own lead with it. There was another girl, I think, that he was about to cast, or had almost cast for the character. And I kind of got a last minute audition. And I came in, I think, again, I got like the sides, I think, really quickly. I think it was like the day before or so, like that. And I, you know, prepared it as best that I could, and I came in, and I met him, and it just kind of all worked. And then we found out, I think it was like a day or two later, that he wanted me to be a part of it. I might have read again. I don't quite remember all the intricacies of it, but it was kind of a crazy process, because it was like almost a sure bet that I wasn't going to get it, because it was almost cast already. And then he gave it to me, and I mean, he, you know, continued for years, and still does, you know, checking in and continuing to like give advice. And he's just he's kind of like a hands-on person in general. He's not just like a director, you know what I mean? He's somebody who wants to be a part of the lives of the people that he casts, and to kind of continue that. And he's the funniest. He's such an interesting guy. It's crazy to me that his kids are so much older now, and they're functioning
I know.
teenagers.
He said on the phone, he just said on the phone, he goes, I was looking at them, and they were, you know, they're, you know, my babies at the time. So
Clemmy was tiny. I remember Clemmy was like, when I first met her, I mean, she was like a little tot.
I know.
Wild.
What was it like when did you know it was going to be Nick Cage, or did you, what point did you find out? And when you met him, what was the experience like working with Nicolas Cage and him playing your father? It must have been like,
he's
badass.
Like one of the coolest actors ever. I mean, I was always like, you know, like Raising Arizona was such a cool movie, and I kind of weirdly enough loved that movie when I was younger. And so I was super excited to meet him, and I think I found out, I don't know, I think we found out like before we got to London and everything, that he was going to be a part of it, or at least they were trying to get him to be a part of it. And then he really responded to the character and the script. And then when we started kind of doing some rehearsals and getting together, it was just so off the wall, because in the beginning he didn't kind of show any of his Adam West almost kind of impression with the character. And then all of a sudden we got on set, and he just started throwing these things in. And it just kind of, you know, it just shows what a smart actor he is, because he built so much into a character that I think, you know, made Big Daddy so special. And that their relationship was so twisted, but also so beautiful in a way that you really cared for their father-daughter relationship, no matter how dark it was at times.
I remember I remember one of the rehearsals. I can't remember, where Nick was talking to Matthew about doing a bit of the Adam West thing, and I remember we did like a reading or something, and he started like breaking it up in the Adam West way, and I remember thinking,
wow,
how crazy and how wild and how brave that you're gonna like.
Brave.
I don't know, that thing where you get really nervous, and I think as an actor, it told me a lot,
Yeah.
It told me a lot about not playing safe. Like, there are lines on the script that you could just deliver and play it safe. And I feel like Nick Cage is such a seasoned actor that he will never play it safe. Like,
No.
he's gonna experiment as much as possible, and you know, maybe 5 times out of 10 it doesn't pull off and doesn't work, but the other 5 are going to be iconic, brilliant moments. And I think for me at that age, watching Nick take that role well off the page and building something was like, oh, that's real acting right there. That's in the world of Gary Oldman, and Daniel Day-Lewis, and many others who can just it takes it to a whole other dimension. So that was impressive, even if it is in comedy as well, right? It had a lot of comedy. It doesn't have to be drama, but it was that was really cool. That was really, really cool.
Did you find it fun to kind of jump and do another, like an actual superhero film after playing a kind of fake, you know, wannabe superhero, then going and actually being super badass and being super cool? Was it kind of fun to,
I think,
to be powerful?
I think there was like definitely a feeling of being able to do something I hadn't done, I suppose. I don't really you know, I still have to look at it as a character in its own, and I guess ultimately that character really never got its opportunity to even get the costume. So in that sense, yeah, it was a lot of fun to play something different and play a sort of a character that had a superpower rather than and it kind of the irony of it, I guess, was kind of interesting, you know. How about you?
Did you have to
real superheroes? I feel like I'm sure they've been knocking at your door every which way. I think what would be awesome would actually be like a Hit Girl, you know, like limited movie series or something. You know, I'm sure that would be insane.
An adult
Matthew,
kind of
if you're still watching, that's what you got to be doing.
To kind of show like the real Hit Girl and what she would be as an adult. I mean, I feel like she would be pretty twisted and pretty dark. And you could do some kind of interesting stuff with her.
Kid, so you know.
She was already pretty twisted as a kid, so that's cool.
Maybe she's the opposite. Maybe she's like an accountant who works in like a
social worker.
Maybe she's giving it all up.
Yeah, she's like a really sweet.
She's just a very normal
kindergarten
person. She wants to settle down. See, look, there's your act 1.
Exactly.
She wants to settle down. She wants a real boyfriend, normal person, doesn't want to deal with it anymore.
She's got like 2 kids.
Then Dave Lebuski ends up knocking on the door. And he gives her a stupid plan. And that's it. She goes back to the cupboard. And behind the cupboard is the costume, the girl costume. There it is. She stares at it for a while.
It's tiny.
She then puts it away again and says, no, it's not for me. It's not for me. Rolls round and someone has her back. It takes her boyfriend. And she's like, no, you don't mess with my boyfriend.
With me.
And she goes back. She puts the outfit on and it doesn't fit anymore. Because it's just not.
It's
child grown out of it. It just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
And it looks really weird. And it's like here. And you're like, oh,
yeah,
no.
She's like.
And then you're like, oh. And then you have to remake your own one. Cut in montage.
Out of bed sheets.
Lots of montage making it. And it's like a, you know. And then she's out on town.
Yeah.
You know, there you go. There's that one.
She doesn't know how to fight
anymore. Go straight into act 2. Have you, we'll wrap this up, but have you, just real quick, for anybody out there who's just thinking of things to do, what have you been doing that's like, I mean, have you been cooking a lot? Have you been doing things? Have you been watching? We've been doing this thing, you know, Ryan Heffington, the dance choreographer for the Sea of Videos. He does like a live
like dance
class. Yeah. Oh, it's a lot of fun. We do it with the kids. It's so much fun.
Oh, that's so fun.
That's a lot of fun to do.
That's fun. Yeah, I've been cooking a ton. You know, I've been really lucky that we have such good farms around LA, so I've been able to kind of order
Or the
direct from
local
the farm and get
farms.
all
That's really good.
my produce that way. That way we don't go to the
Support the
store.
local farms, yeah.
And we've just been kind of like messing around, been baking bread from scratch.
Yeah.
Our friend Rachel gave me her sourdough starter, so I'm gonna
My
make
wife's
sourdough
got a
soon.
sourdough starter. We got a sourdough starter.
Yeah,
Ours
yeah.
is 45 years old. How old's yours?
Mine's not so old.
Oh,
Mine is
you gotta get
probably
the
about a month.
right. We'll compare sourdough bread.
I'll
Loaf.
send you a sourdough and you can send me one.
Yeah.
Well,
We should
thank
do a
you.
live sourdough bake-off.
Okay.
No,
Well, we
I'm
signed the movie
honestly,
up.
this is it for me. I'm done. I'm leaving again. I'll
So
be back
this
next
time
year.
next week, we're also gonna do. Okay, cool.
I'm contemplating just shutting it all down again. Maybe I'll hold it up for a little bit longer.
I know this means a lot to everyone that you like kind of came out of the
I don't know.
shell
I did
and
see a
talked to
comment just
everyone.
come up and say, "Aaron, you're making me tired." So there's like lots of Z's. Like, oh my god.
Oh my god, stop! I'm actually dead.
Yeah. So I guess I better leave and better go.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank
Happy
you.
10th.
Thanks, Chloe. Thanks for arranging this and putting it together. I think it's a really cool, really smart thing to do. And happy 10th anniversary for Kick-Ass. Matthew, hope you're still watching. Thank you for putting this all together, making this crew happen. All right. Thanks,
10 years and we don't hate each other yet.
No. Wait till Kick-Ass 3. We'll see.
Uh-oh, ... You really left everyone on a cliffhanger now.
All right. Lots of love to everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for having me on. Take care. Bye, huh?
Thank you guys for joining us during this time. It's been kind of fun over the past few days figuring out Instagram Live, and I know that it meant a lot that you guys asked so many great questions, and that you keep supporting our movie after all these years. You know, it was kind of the little train that could. You know, Matthew championed this movie on his own dime. No one would pick up the project. And then, you know, once we made the movie, everyone was really in love with it and they supported it, and we got it sold and it came out. So it means a lot that you guys have supported us for so many years. And yeah, thank you. Check it out. I'm on Friday with Chris. We're going to watch the movie at 12 noon with Mark Millar, who is the comic book creator. So we're going to watch the movie and live tweet it on Friday at 12 if you want to join us for that. So yeah, thank you guys again, and stay safe out there. Bye.